Hello and welcome once again to On the Go with the Glen Advantage team, and I'm your host, Marcia Glenn. So today we are exploring a whole new aspect from all the other podcasts that we have done. One of our major Glen Advantage slogans, mottos, is that we're here for our community. And part of being here for our community is being also inclusive of all the folks that are in businesses in our community and actually kind of making things happen and putting them front and center where they should be so that the public knows what exactly it is that they are doing. So the big thing, and I'm really excited about today, is that we all remember the hard days of the pandemic. Who wants to remember them? But they were there. And part of that is that we were unable to share any kind of communal spaces with each other indoors. And the only place that we could end up doing it was outdoors with some kind of distancing. One of the key things that really came into play at that time period was golf, because you could do it outside, you could enjoy the fresh air, you could enjoy a sport, and you could still end up enjoying the camaraderie of being with people without having to be masked up and standing away from them. So today we are here at Big Oak with Chris DeVincentis with the Big Oak crew. And Chris, I would like you very much to end up introducing yourself, if you would, to our public viewers here and give us a little bit of background on you and how you came to be.
Okay, I'm Chris DeVincentis. I am a teaching professional here. I'm a PGA teaching professional here at Big Oak. My past is now I've been in this area for about 45 years, starting back at Shadow Lake, Shadow Pines days, which is when I met you, and then going from there to here for 10 years before going to Vale, and now ending up back. My last three and a half years have been at Big Oak. I'm mainly a teaching professional, but I teach, fit, sell equipment, and that's my main function here.
Known Chris for a long time, and he's
Goes back
excellent.
a long time now. When we go
What it
back in
excellent too.
1986, you got
What it is that he does. So, Monroe County itself saw a 47% jump in rounds played in 2020, and then another 10% jump last year in terms of golf. People who have quit playing golf are coming back. Young people are learning to play, which is kind of where part and parcel of where Big Oak comes into play with lessons and such.
Mhm.
There's an increasing number of high schools in Rochester and JV that are including them in actual golf teams, and technology around the game has changed. So fill me in, if you wouldn't mind, please, a little bit in terms of how Big Oak factors into that and all of the different aspects that have to do with golf and what you have on site and what you're offering to the public.
Okay, so the scope of Big Oak is that a couple things. Number one, location is what I've heard for real estate, especially. Being located where we are, we've got places like Oak Hill, Monroe, Irondequoit, CCR. We've got some of the nicest golf courses in the world surrounding us. We're right in the middle of that, and we've got every aspect of golf that you could kind of ask for, from obviously a driving range that has mats that people are used to, especially if they're beginning, to a grass area that holds 20 or 30 people, to indoor simulators. If weather gets cold, you don't want to go outside, we've got indoor simulators, and we use those mostly for our fitting. And then now we've just got something brand new, which is a Top Tracer range, which is indoor outdoor, which is the coolest thing. It would be great if we could see that. But you basically have the ability to hit balls at any time of year with all of those different things. So then obviously the store has all of the different clubs and equipment that you could ask for. So with our location and our amenities, and then I'm forgetting, there's 4 of us that teach that have been teaching for 30 or 40 years. So we have quite a bit of experience. So when somebody comes for a lesson, hopefully we help them with their game, which might lead to, hey, you need clubs, Marcia. I saw your old clubs. Why don't we talk after, right? To, you also have to practice. So it kind of goes around in a little cycle of, there's a lot of things to do here. We sell everything and every component to golf. So this is the place to be.
Well, the technology for golf is ever changing.
Mhm.
I mean, I've been playing it. Well, I've been trying to play it for a few years. I won't go into how many, but for a few years, because we've known each other for a number of years. But the technology itself, from when I first started, I mean, picking up a club that probably weighed, 40 pounds per club, to now with the graphite shafts and the lighter heads and everything, but everything has been evolving on a yearly basis. So it's really hard without having someone who knows golf and where to direct you and how to guide you through that process. It's really hard to know what you should be using and what's fitted for you. And then to continue on attempting to keep your game in place, because if you only play in the summer and then you don't practice the rest of the year, those first few games when you come back out in the summer again are not ones usually that you want to remember. So help me out a little bit in terms of the club fitting and why it's so important to kind of get involved in the simulators and the top tracer and do this year round.
So you don't want to go back as far as I do. I'll go back to when I started. I hate this. I do this to customers. When I started, they were woods, steel shafts. A driver was 43 inches. Now the driver is double the size. It's made of titanium. The shafts are different lengths, different materials, and there's so much has changed. It's so much easier to hit a golf ball. When I think back to what I started, and then I stayed with this game and kept playing with the equipment that I had, I think, how did anybody hit a golf ball with those things?
Right.
And the technology has come so far. So as people come in, again, you said a lot of people are coming back to the game. Now you got 20, 30-year-old clubs. And I think to myself, how did I play? So when they try a new club, it's like a different world. It's possible to do, and it's more fun, and it's easy for us to be able to fit. We have so much stuff here, or if they can't get it right away, we fit them. It might take a couple weeks, but you get a set that you can keep for another 10, 15, whatever length of time it might be. So the equipment has gone, it's astronomically different, much, much better. And like I say, years and years ago, you wonder how. Do you remember the first things you played?
Yeah, they were awful.
I remember the first time I was at Shadow Pines and heard a metalwood. You could hear it. It was like, I've never heard that before. Well, now it's gone to titanium. They're bigger. I mean, think about the size of the heads alone. And so golf is just much easier now. The only bad thing about golf right now is still the one thing that hasn't changed much, which is time. Not everybody has time to play, but all the things that around golf have gotten a lot easier and better for golfers.
Well, I think that's one of the things that makes it so fun, though, because you can enjoy it throughout the entire year. Like, talk about the top tracer aspect of it, where you've got all that fun stuff going on out there. It's year round. You can do leagues.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that a little bit.
All right. So the top tracer really makes a big, huge difference for us because now the season ends. You want to keep playing. I want to keep playing. I don't want to freeze. When you go in there, we've got everything heated. So you've got big heaters above you. So now we open up a garage door. You've got a mat in the bay, and you've got simulators that tell you what you're doing. You've got 10 different games on there that you can play. And if you want to play a course, you can bring up Pebble Beach, put that in, and the first thing you're going to see on your screen is the first hole of Pebble Beach. So you're playing Pebble Beach in a way, right? But you're also seeing your ball fly out there. And you're also, it's a 35 to 40 degree day. You're indoor hitting balls. You've got large, big screen TVs in there. The Bills game is on. You go to the bar, grab a couple of beers, and you got a Bills game on while you're hitting golf balls out, and it's the middle of November. Whee! So I get to keep my game going all year. Then we run leagues in there up and through till about the 1st of December. And then we've got leagues that are indoor for once it gets really, really cold and really wintry, the screens have a little harder time connecting. But
so you can keep it going for almost year round, and you don't have to feel like
it's definitely year round.
Yeah,
because we'll still play even after that. But when the temperatures start getting really cold, it gets a little tougher. But it's still, people come all year now for that. That stays filled up, especially on weekends.
Excellent. Now, one of the great things, too, is that Big Oak has become such a well-known place in business within our community. But you don't just draw from one side of town. You have the entire of Monroe County who's actually taking advantage of all the services that you have to offer. Your convenient location, and you've become so well-known at what it is that you offer. and the folks that you have on staff that can do the lessons, and then all the different other components that come into play that all can be done on site. So we are actually drawn from all parts of Monroe County.
Yeah, and Rochester is such a great golf community. You just see all the different places, and we're surrounded by that. And so, and it has sprawled out further and further. So there's more and more golf courses outside. And again, people are going to come from a lot of different places now because we've been around. I want to say it's 52 to 53 years this has been in business. So that's long enough to we've got a good name. And now, if anything, we've expanded and made our product bigger and better. Everything's good.
Excellent.
So
So
business has been great.
the per capita, what do you think in terms of the number of golf courses that we have for the number of people that we have in our area and the amount of time that you can actually be playing this sport outside? I would say that we're pretty close to one of the highest number of golf courses available.
I want to say that we're amongst the best. I don't think people get that. Yeah, along with the cost of playing, a lot of people might complain. I've worked at a number of different courses, and you'll get complaints about the cost of playing, and you look at them and go, "Do you know where you are? You're in Rochester, New York. This is as good or better than any place in the world, especially for value, because your rounds of golf are not that not that much comparatively. So you've got other places like maybe Ohio, Michigan, that you wouldn't expect them to be big golf places, but they are. But this is like Myrtle Beach of the Northeast. You know what I mean?
Right.
And a great, great place.
Right. It's not like going out to California and paying $250 a round.
No, and again, the weather, we've got basically really from the end of March where we might get lucky all the way through to Turkey Day. You know what I mean? That's basically the most you're going to get out of your season. But nowadays, a lot of different places have indoor simulators. No, it's not bad, but with our Top Tracer, that's really nice because you can really still kind of immerse yourself in golf and see your balls outside and the whole thing. So we're kind of year round, and that makes a big difference. But now more and more places are becoming like that. That helps the whole community.
Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of always been of the mind that golf is indeed something that's a health benefit in many aspects, physical and mental.
Mental? I'm
Mental.
just kidding.
Ooh, well, it depends on the type of game that you might be having on that particular day. It could end up directly affecting you one way or the other, but then it allows you to be able to want to really drive yourself to do better next time around. So, what do you feel as far as some of the physical and mental benefits in terms of golfing?
Well, I think all the things that we've talked about a little bit, fresh air itself, just being outside. Think about how many times you're busy now. What's the next thing you're doing? You're looking at your phone. What's the worst thing? We hate that, right? So we grew up outside. I grew up playing golf. That's the best there is. Just to be outside alone is good enough. But then in golf, you can really make this as strenuous or least strenuous as you want. You can take a cart and play 9 holes. You can just go to the range and get out if that's the best that you can do. You can, if you want to walk, carry your bag. If you want now, we've got carts in here that are motorized, pull carts. So you set your bag down, you got a little remote.
Yeah, that's cool.
Now I'm walking 18 holes and I'm not carrying my bag, which I don't want to do anymore. And I'm just pushing a button and my little trolley's going around and there's my golf clubs. Poof. So you can make it as much as you want. You know, you're not lifting weights, but you are getting as much exercise as you could. Mentally, I think it's important for people to get out because just in general, everything has changed a little bit in the world from the time I started playing to now where, like I said, people are, kids especially, they're on their phone, they're inside a lot more. I hate seeing that. And so for golf, you're guaranteed to be outside for any length of time. Sun, vitamin D, you know what I mean? So, yeah, there's plenty of health
And
benefits.
spending time with either by yourself, because it's a sport that you can actually go out and play alone if you want to go out and kind of be competing with yourself alone, which is kind of what you're doing anyways in golf, is you're competing with yourself. Or you can have that, kind of sharing of experience and the camaraderie that comes along with being in groups of people as well. So I think that is definitely one of the pluses in terms of golf. You don't need a team in order to make it happen.
Right. No, my daughter just did that yesterday for the first time. I'm going golfing by myself. She went to Buttonwood. Really? She saw the pictures. You go, okay.
Yep,
That's
it's
good.
one of the things that I love to do. It's just if I've got a couple hours, jump out someplace and do a cruise around and see whether or not you can end up beating the past game that you had out there.
I still secretly like hitting balls when I get a chance. Time is tougher now.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So in terms of all of the different kinds of, I think golfing can also be really, has been really philanthropic. There's many organizations that have started with golf and that have really promoted getting involved in certain community aspects, such as cancer research or children's funds or young women's groups or young boys groups or any of those types of things where they not only are involving you in the community and giving back to the community for specific types of charity events, but you have the ability to be able to say, and not only am I writing a check in order to support a charity that I believe in, but I'm also able to go out, enjoy the time period as I'm writing the check. So some of the places or some of the groups that you know of that you really feel have been strong within our area.
Well, in general, almost every course has how many different fundraisers that you've seen. So much. You might have something for cancer, autism, this, that, whatever the charity might be. So every course has 20, 30, 40, 50 of these each year. So indirectly, money is being made for different organizations through golf. Then you run into, like I'm a PGA member, so there's a lot of different things that the PGA offers. Like they've got Hope and the Reach program. They've got a lot of different things, PGA Junior Golf. So they've got a lot of different things that are maybe for the disabled, maybe for veterans. And so all of these different things add up. And I wish I was a better spokesman for amounts. How much do they make? How much do they get donated or donate? When I was at Eagle Vale, and I'm not at the golf course anymore, so I don't do this, but I worked with Rochester Rehabilitation Center.
Mhm.
And they had a Sportsnet program, and they would come down every Thursday in the summer, and we would run little scrambles. So we could go out in some carts, and everybody of different, you pick the challenge, and they may have had a stroke, they may have this, that, whatever it might be. We had adaptive carts. So we got somebody sitting down, and poof, up goes the cart, swing a club, away,
Love it.
away. Oh, it was one of the best things I ever did.
That really is a kind
Oh,
of
if you saw, and it's just fun. So we just had fun. You're playing a scramble, so anybody hits the ball any distance, okay, we all go up to that shot, away we go. So we'd play, and we may only get 3 or 4 holes in, and we do it after our leagues and stuff there, and it was great. So many courses in our area, I'm sure, do different things. I ended up running PGA junior leagues, which kind of got kids started. That was a fun way to get kids started. But the Sportsnet program was the best
That's very cool.
for me.
I know that there's a Zeta Nu fraternity annual golfing weekend that had taken place for the past 52 years, I guess, and running, that has raised over $100,000 for charity. So, I mean, this can absolutely be done, and you can be thoroughly enjoying yourself as you are doing it.
That's one of many, and every course has multiple versions of that. Maybe not as, as big, but all courses do that and have a lot of different charity events.
I love it. So, in terms of the Oak Hill Country Club, for example, has been home to PGA championships and the Ryder Cup, and all agreeing that the game of golf is strong and staying solid. It's about to begin its largest construction project in decades. Are you aware of, or do you know anything about that particular project?
Heard about it, but don't know. I want to say after this past PGA that was here, they wanted to redo a number of things. And when Oak Hill does things, it's not like, Oh, we added a new simulator. It's
Big.
yeah, so I won't know, and I haven't heard enough about that myself. I'd be guessing.
So I would say that it just simply states or comes around to the fact that in our community, golf itself is such a huge aspect of what we're involved in every day, all year, and in so many different venues.
Yeah, I couldn't stress enough how much our community is in terms of golf. There's not many places like this, and I don't say this like, oh, I sound like a big deal here. In the world, this is as good as it gets. Sadly, our weather's not as good as it gets, but we make do. And so obviously people are willing to go out now, and with more and more places having the ability to make it a winter sport, sort of, so you can keep your clubs out and keep playing. By the time the season starts, you've got the best place in the world to pick. We got over 100 courses easily within our area, and they're all, there's a couple that are not the greatest golf courses in the world, but you've got a choice of anything you want, from private, semi-private, public, that are among the best.
Well, I'm going to recommend, even if it's raining, if you love golf and you want to get your game better, it's not like in Rochester, you're never going to be faced with not having rain in your day of golf, whether it started that way or whether it was happening halfway through. So coming to a driving range, Big Oak, and actually playing in the rain ends up helping you better your game if you're out on the course and that rain shower ends up happening, or monsoon, as we often have here in Rochester.
It feels like you chose this day because it is raining.
It is raining.
All right. And it's been on and off a little bit. So yes, it would, like, we've got a covered area too, and we've got the indoor.
So what do you think? What do you hear mostly from young and old in terms of reasons why people are getting into golf or reasons why people have stayed in golf?
Maybe the schools are doing, I don't know enough about what happens within school and how schools are reaching kids, but it appears that more and more kids are starting in early high school, getting lessons early. Once they've started, it's easy to kind of keep them playing, even through college. And now it's a game of a lifetime. It's, that's the golf, the game of a lifetime. And I tell the people I talk to and I teach, because a lot of them are young, and they play hockey and baseball and soccer, and beautiful, keep playing those. But if you're going to stick with a sport, I can't play football anymore. I loved football. I stayed this size and it hurt. This one, while my back is sore half the day, doesn't hurt, and I'll play until I leave, And so I think more and more kids and people are aware of the long-term aspect of golf versus those other sports. Maybe you play them for 10 years, and then what did we talk about before we started talking? My knee hurts, my back hurts, you can't play them for forever. So I don't know if that answers.
Well, it's nice having a sport that's not a full contact sport, that you can end up perhaps preserving your body as you age through it and still enjoy it and still be able to play it.
Yeah. So bottom line is, kids are starting earlier. More women are getting involved. Again, the PGA has initiatives to try to get more women involved. You want everybody to play. There's minorities getting more involved. First tee programs. There's so many different things out there that try to draw everyone you can get, because everybody can be a golfer. It's not the expensive sport that people think. I was talking to one of the guys just before, hockey, and they were talking about the expense of that. You can get a set of clubs here for a used set. You might pay $300 for the full set. And then if you go out and hit balls, it's $12 for a bucket, $6 for a bucket. You can go to the county courses that we have in the area, and they cost almost nothing. I'll go back far enough to go, when I was a kid, they had a $3 permit, and it was 50 cents a round at Durand. So golf
Right.
can be relatively inexpensive too. So that's enough of a draw. Again, to me, the only detriment might be a person's time, but there's so many different aspects of golf that you can really make it as long or short as you want.
Well, it's a full social network
Mhm.
as well. I've been a member of the LPGA for a number of years, and not only do you play better, if you're utilizing that type of a club to be associated with, it's a full social network. So you can be involved in the community, end up helping other folks, be able to make new friends, and enjoy when you do have those few hours to be able to go out and actually play.
I agree.
So I would like to very much thank you, Chris, for joining us today. Great input in terms of the land of golf.
I didn't stutter too much, right?
And I want to thank the great staff here at Big Golf for being so welcoming and actually making it so nice for us to be a part of it today. I'm going to do a big shout out. Here we go.
That's sweet.
Big shout out to the Big Oak Business, Driving Range, and Golf Shop and the staff that are here. And if you'd like to know more about Big Oak Driving Range and Golf Shop, you can contact Chris DeVincentis or go to the website at bigoak.com. Please end up checking out our show notes for more information. And thank you for joining us today. This is On the Go with the Glen Advantage team. I'm your host, Marcia Glenn. Please remember to always make the Glen Advantage your advantage in the marketplace. And please search for On the Go with the Glen Advantage team wherever you get your podcasts, and follow, like, or subscribe for the series. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Chris, and I look forward to being with you next time.